There's renewed optimism that the ceasefire phase 2 talks will actually get underway after they've been stalled for weeks. You and I have talked about this extensively. What are the two sides after to move this process forward and get those remaining Israeli hostages home?
Well, first, this is a real test for Trump's diplomacy. Last time, he had the benefit of Biden and the team and the groundwork that had been put in place. But Steve Witkoff, his special envoy for the Middle East, now has to show that he can do this without the training wheels of the Biden team. And it's still an open question, Hena. I don't know yet that we have seen, especially with some of the erratic diplomacy that Trump has been practicing on Hamas as well as on Israel, that we will get to a place where both sides can agree. Nonetheless, as you said, there's a strong desire in Israel to see the remaining hostages, the victims who have passed away and who are still in Hamas's hands, returned home.
I'm glad you mentioned Steve Witkoff. Of course, he's a special envoy. He says there have been direct talks with Hamas over the last week. The U.S. message, get these hostages home. Brett, I am curious, what does that suggest about how the White House is now weighing in ahead of tomorrow's talks? And the fact that we went directly to Hamas, is that putting more pressure on Netanyahu to move to phase 2?
I have to emphasize, this is very unusual. When I was an American diplomat, we did not negotiate with terrorists. And the fact that Trump was willing to set that aside and to have direct talks with Hamas is notable. It's also concerning because, one of the challenges here is, by not having that intermediary, one, we're legitimizing Hamas. We're treating them as though they are a legitimate actor. And that raises a whole lot of other issues, just like it did with Kim Jong-un and the two summits that Trump had. Now, if he can get some sort of long-term deal, perhaps it is worth it. Perhaps that direct engagement will prove to be beneficial. But let's remember, Trump's plan at the moment is building a Riviera on Gaza.
Oh, I know. I've seen that video many, many times. So we are learning more about the impact that the war in Gaza has had on the hostages. There's a new report. It says the fact that this has gone on so long meant dozens more Israeli hostages died while being held hostage, some due to gunfire, airstrikes from their own country. What should this mean for the Israeli government?
Well, look, this is going to hit hard on a lot of those families, a lot of Israelis who've been critical of how Netanyahu has executed this war, because it has undoubtedly put hostages in danger. In some cases, it may well have cost hostages lives. But, Hena, it's very difficult to launch these kind of operations, and one, to ensure that there are not any civilian casualties, and two, obviously, if you have Israeli civilians being held in those areas, it's very hard to avoid some of those collateral casualties. So I think this may require Netanyahu and the Israelis to exercise greater restraint and more planning, because there has been quite a lot, as you know, of criticism that they have been too aggressive since October 7th, and that has resulted in both Palestinian as well as Israeli civilian losses.
Back here. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.